Say, man, the R&B legend Bobby Brown did Club Shay Shay, and Britney Spears is not gonna like what he had to say about her, because Shannon Sharp asked Bobby Brown, if anybody done a sample of any of his records over the years that actually done it any justice. And Bobby Brown said, no, not really. And he, on his own, brought up Britney Spears and said that she completely butchered My Prerogative. You dig what I'm saying? And he also said that, he liked to listen to the record that somebody is wanting to sample his music off of, because he don't really approve of his music being sampled when somebody gonna, talk real reckless or really talk about something that he can't stand on, and he don't want that attached to his record or to his legacy. He also talked about Usher and Chris Brown. Let's see what he had to say about all of that, man. Let's get to the content. Say, man, if you watching this video right now, man, and you like how we kick it over here at GuddaTV, man, won't you do me a favor and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notification bells, man. It won't cost you nothing. I promise you. Won't you go ahead and do that for the boy and help the channel out? Appreciate you.
When someone comes to you and wants to sample your music, talking to LL says, I don't let anybody sample it before I hear what they're actually putting on my over my track. So when someone comes to Bobby and says, hey, Mr. Brown, we really would like to sample this song, do you need to hear it, or do you just
Yes, I gotta hear it. Gotta hear it.
You gonna put no bull job on it?
You don't know what these kids will say these days. These kids will say some that you don't want your song
associated with. Yes.
So yeah, you got to listen to it.
Who do you believe sampled one of your songs the best?
I don't think they did justice.
Okay.
I don't think they really did justice to any of the samples that they have done to my songs. Like Britney Spears butchered. She butchered Prerogative. Teddy Riley produced it, but that was a butchering that I couldn't take it.
But you cleared it.
I cleared it only because it was Britney Spears, and I was thinking
she gonna do it right. She gonna do it good. Yeah, nice.
Teddy Riley's doing it too.
Yeah.
So but I felt it was a butchering.
Who's the closest in your time? Who is the closest thing to Michael since Michael? You hear Chris Brown, you hear Usher.
I would go with Chris Brown.
Really?
I would go with Chris Brown.
Because of the dancing and the singing aspect
Chris
of it?
Brown is a dancer, singer, slash great entertainer.
Right, okay.
He goes out there and he does the ultimate stuff on stage, and you just have to love it. Usher's also a great entertainer, but I got to go with Chris on being as close to Michael as anybody could ever get.
And it was great to see Breezy at the Grammy get to win that
Grammy.
To finally get his due. Long overdue, but hey, right on time.
Yes.
Usher said he looked up to you. Say, because you kind of related to you in the industry more than anyone else. When you hear one of this generation's great performers, one of these great R&B singers says that, Bobby was kind of the muse that I used to kind of develop what I did. How did that make you feel?
Makes me feel great because he's a great entertainer. I've known Usher since he was 12, 11, 12 years old. And just seeing his growth in the industry and seeing how well he holds himself up, how well he takes care of his business. I'm really proud of him.
Now, when Bobby Brown said that about Britney Spears sampling My Prerogative, I almost forgot about that, bro. I almost completely forgot about it. I couldn't think of how it sounded or nothing. But when I went back and pulled it up, it came right back to me, bro. And I remembered that I hated that record. That's one of them records I really hated that got sampled. You dig what I'm saying? And it just was a waste of time. It sounded like when she made that record, she was kind of in the mindset that she is today. Wild, crazy, like off her meds or something. You dig what I'm saying? I ain't like that record, bro. And it just brought back old feelings. Going back and trying to remember what it sounded like. But as soon as I pulled it up, I remembered it. And I remembered that I hated it. So I completely agree with Bobby Brown about this. I couldn't believe he brought it up and said something about it. But he hated it so much that was the first thing that came to his mind when Shannon Sharpe asked him about people sampling his records. Out of all the people that's probably sampled his music over the 40 years that he been in the game, that was the one that stuck out to Bobby Brown. And he said, bro, she butchered it, bro. He said it several times. Like, man, she just, like, I didn't like that record, man. I just thought that she butchered it. And Shannon Sharpe said, but you cleared it, though. Yeah, it's Britney Spears. You dig what I'm saying? And I thought it was gonna be a good record, bro. But it really wasn't. So I know Britney Spears is not gonna like when this hit the headlines, because this is one of the takeaways that I heard in the interview that I knew people was gonna jump all over, bro. Because I looked a few minutes ago while I was doing this video, and sure enough, TMZ had done snatched it up and blasted it across their website. So, I mean, Britney Spears is being Britney Spears. I mean, she was out there in Mexico and had folks all creeped out because she had some kind of little doll. And then she was on Instagram, you know, doing her little dances, you know, twirling and spinning half naked. She wanted to damn near pull her panties off, but somebody probably was in the room telling her, you can't do that. You understand me? You can't just get butt naked, baby. You gotta keep your panties on, Miss Lady. You ain't got a whole lot to really be showing off anyway. But in any case, man, I didn't agree with Britney Spears being under that conservatorship. I mean, when you worked hard to earn everything that you've earned and built the life you built for yourself, I don't think that somebody should be able to come in and have more control over your life than you. But I mean, sometimes Britney be wild and make you think, hey, shit, she might do need some type of supervision, somebody with a clear head and a clear mind to kind of steer her in the right way and not leave her to her own devices. I done seen her with sharp butcher knives, doing Ginzu knives, and or whatever the hell she was doing, spinning around. That scared the hell out of everybody and didn't make it look good for her getting out of that conservatorship. And same thing going on with Wendy Williams. But back to this interview with Shannon Sharpe. He asked Bobby Brown also, who do we think in this generation that's close to Michael Jackson? Who do he think in this generation that's really doing it like Mike, or put you really in the mind of Mike? And Bobby Brown said Chris Brown. Chris Brown is definitely that guy that you watch being not only just a good singer, but also a great performer. And when you watch Chris Brown, that's the closest thing, if not better, than Michael Jackson to me. Usher is that guy. He gave Bobby Brown also gave Usher some credit because he been knowing him since he been 12, but he gave the wink and the nod to Chris Brown in terms of who do it like Mike or put you in the mind of Mike when you look at these guys that's out here doing it now. And for me, I always thought that Usher is still amazing. He still got his voice intact. He's still a great performer, but Chris is just on another level than Usher, in my opinion. And I don't think it really necessarily got anything to do with age. I just think Chris Brown has always been like the real physical, aggressive with his art type of guy. Usher is kind of more on the smooth side, and Chris could be that too, but he also he get real extreme with his performances. That's why it's a complete show. And not to take nothing away from Usher, because trust me, Usher is that too, is a great performer. That Usher is a whole experience, but so is Chris Brown. And me, in my own personal opinion, I just think that you can't compare the two, because when you look at the performances of a Usher, it's way more laid back, smooth type of deal. When you get Chris Brown, bro, you might get backflips, spinning and turning in the air. This nigga do cartwheels. Like he's a lot more aggressive and a lot more just extreme with it, man. He do the most, bro, when it comes to performance and giving you an experience when you come and see him. Again, Usher is a great performer. He is. But when you try to compare Usher to Chris Brown, I just think it's kind of unfair, because it's not the same type of experience. Chris is gonna go like above and beyond. He just and I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, because Usher goes above and beyond and puts a lot of time, work, and effort into his performances as well. But Chris is just a lot more acrobatical. You know, this nigga do backflips, he's spinning the LD, do somersaults. Like, it's just like it's just like the physicality of it all is just on another level as compared to Usher. So that's all I say about that, man. So I've always said, if anybody having that conversation about who out here is for his performance, being a great performer and a great artist, it's Chris Brown, bro. To me, it ain't even really close. Because again, a lot of these guys can dance, they got moves and all of that, but Chris Brown just do something different, bro, when he performing. That's just it. It just is what it is, bro. And Usher, he you know, he's older now, but again, that ain't got really nothing to do with it, because Usher's always been a great dancer and a great performer, and he's always been laid back and smooth. Chris is kind of like next level, bro. It just is what it is, in my opinion. I get at y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be smooth. I'm out.